Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So if you're one of those very few people out there who actually believe that Gavin Newsom's 28th Amendment was all about public safety, get ready to have your entire world turned upside down, because he just admitted and revealed what he is really going for with his 28th Amendment. And believe it or not, it's even worse than just gun control. This is something that you guys have to see. So let's go ahead and talk about how his 28th Amendment was just amended to read something completely different. Let's talk about it. This channel is proud to be sponsored by the USCCA. If you carry for your own protection, you need a USCCA membership. With your membership, you get that self-defense liability, which is absolutely priceless. So if you are interested, check out the link in the description box. Let's get to it. Now, if you don't dive deep and you just take a quick look at the surface of this proposed 28th Amendment, it looks like it's just basic standard gun control that all these blue states have been trying to push for so long. Raise the minimum age to 21, universal background checks, ban so-called assault weapons, and things like that. So again, on the surface, it just looks like your standard gun control. But if you dive a little bit deeper and you take a look at what they're actually voting on in California and what they actually want to do, it's actually way worse than that. So when they originally proposed this whole 28th Amendment thing, and when it was originally voted on in committee before these amendments were made, they realized that they forgot something. As a matter of fact, they forgot a couple things. Well, what did they forget? Well, they forgot to exclude themselves and law enforcement. So now, instead of just having gun control for the entire country, guess what they want to do? They want to make sure that this does not apply to politicians and it does not apply to law enforcement. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new wording here. So it says here in paragraph B, section 4, prohibition on the, and they struck out private possession and changed it to sale, loan, or transfer of quote-unquote assault weapons or other weapons of, and then they scratched out war and they put war to private civilians and then further. So what they've done here is that they went ahead and they got rid of the whole, okay, we're just banning them outright. And they changed that to, well, you can't buy, sell, or transfer, or even loan it to anybody, meaning that the ones that are here now are going to stay, I guess, and then once the supply dries up, then that's going to be the end of that. But what we're going to change it to is that only applies to private civilians. So anybody who is in law enforcement or anybody who is a government official isn't going to fall into that category, and therefore it's not going to apply to them. So you can see right there, this has absolutely nothing to do with, public safety. What this has to do with is who has the power and who doesn't. Who has the control and the ability to maintain that control and who doesn't. When you have something like that, it's called a police state, and that's exactly what you already have in the state of California. So they want to extend that to the rest of the country, where all of the power is consolidated within government and law enforcement, and the people are basically left with their hands empty. So as you can see, again, this has nothing to do with public safety and everything to do about who has the control. Now, it's bad enough that that's pretty much already how life is in the state of California. That's what people are living under and in the state of California. There's a lot of really good people there, people that believe in freedom, people that believe in the rule of law, but also believe in freedom and liberty and believe in their inalienable rights that existed prior to the Constitution. There's a lot of people like that there, I think more than most people even expect. And so it's sad that, they're already living under that, and hopefully they can change that with all of these lawsuits that are going on. But the fact that he would like to take this to conference and have this be what the entire country is held under is something that is also very eye-opening. And for somebody who might be considering running, that's something to pay attention to. It really is, because this is what they want to bring, again, to everybody out there. Now, there's another thing that they changed here as well. So there was one Democrat that did not vote for this when it was in committee in California, because he was afraid that if they opened up a constitutional conference and other states were allowed to bring issues that were important to them as well in that conference, that there might be somebody who submits something that overturns everything that California has done in this realm, right? So there could be other states who bring other things up. So what California has decided to do is they've decided to submit that if any other state brings anything else up in this constitutional conference that they're trying to bring together with, where 3/4 of the state legislatures vote to have this added, if any other state brings anything else up, then they're going to withdraw this 28th Amendment, and they're going to basically back out of the entire thing. So again, they are so afraid that somebody else might make some type of change to the Constitution that might not be what their agenda is all about, then they're just going to back out of the entire thing altogether. So they made some changes to this. They made some amendments. They added some different things, and it's still something they're trying to push forward. Now, I've mentioned in multiple videos in the past, this has a snowball's chance of actually passing. There's a lot of states out there that I do think would actually join up with this, but given the fact that we have constitutional carry and things like that in more than half of this country, so more than half of the states recognize our constitutional rights, at least, you know, at a basic level, there's no way that they're going to get 2/3 majority of vote on something like this. Just, it's not going to happen. But the fact that this is what they're pushing for, and maybe heading to Washington, that's something that needs to be addressed, and something that I think that everybody needs to know about. So that's why we're still talking about it, and that's why I'm still letting you guys know about any changes that are made, because it kind of lets you know what their overall goal is here. And we need to know what that goal is. Anytime you can kind of pick the brain of somebody who is thinking about doing something that maybe you're not going to like or goes against our constitutional rights, everybody needs to know about it. And so if they make any more changes, I'm going to talk about it again, because again, these are just things that are good for everybody to know. It's just information. That's all this is. And you know, you could take this information for what it's worth, but I think just based on the language and the wording, the amendments that have been made here, you guys can see exactly what's going on. So I want to let you know about that. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.